We will welcome everybody coming in. Look at all these people. They had all their Thanksgiving dinner. They took their lumps on football weekend, maybe. Maybe some of them are smiling. There's not much smiling going on in the state of Ohio right now with football. We're pretending it didn't happen, but come on in. We've got some great stuff for you today. The holidays are coming, and when a lot of agents are shutting down over the holidays and taking time off, this is when next year starts. It starts now. In fact, it started actually a couple months ago, but you can play catch up right now and you can get your year started. We're going to give it 60 seconds here and then we're going to get going. And we've got a great group of people that are going to be sharing with you today some great ways to maximize and capitalize during the holidays, right? How can you make it work for you as an agent? Because this is the springboard. And a lot of agents are going to wait until January, February to get their 2025 going. And by that time, it's too late, right? Marketing and things that you do are the results are 90 to 120 days downstream. That's what I tell people. I tell them prospecting is 30 days downstream and marketing is 120 to even sometimes 180 days downstream from that. And so we're going to talk about some ways to do that today. And while we're getting going and people are coming in here, shaking off the cobwebs, I want to share with you some different things that we have for you. Here, if you can see my screen, one of the things we have is a Facebook page. It's called Grow Global Mastermind Academy. It's a great place to post things. And also we put our recordings and our promos as far as what's coming up. We have an Instagram page. So please jump on there and follow us on there. You'll love that. We put up the promos. As you notice here, right here, we've got the promo I'll be reading and sharing with you in a second, but talking about our holiday tips and tricks in real estate. Now, sometimes Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time does not work for you as a realtor. We understand that. Now, I encourage everybody to come live because you can ask questions to the great panelists and things like that. And you might get inspired that maybe you want to be a panelist one day. But, we record them. We do that for you because sometimes you might even hear, in fact, you are going to hear something today. You're like, man, I should have wrote that down. You'll go back and be able to get the recording. Look at this. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, we have 268 subscribers, but 76 videos. We've been doing this for almost a year and a half every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And of course, we have a webpage. Now, this webpage has all kinds of stuff across the top you can check out. The one I want to focus on right now is the events. And what happens is we post here a little graphic as to what we're going to be working on. Today, I'm going to be introducing you to Tracy Boss Moves Wiggins. That was my best MMA voice right there. And Keith Jackson, champion out of the DC, Virginia, Maryland area. He's going to tell you everything he's doing. And then Kim Campbell, who's been doing real estate for a long time, a huge agent and former broker. She's going to be talking to you about everything that they've got going. So let's get into this thing. I'm going to start right here. And out of request, a request we had was Stacy, that's my wife, Stacy. Tracy Boss Moves. I just married you, Tracy. There you go. Tracy Boss Move Wiggins is going to unmute herself, and she's going to start with us first, talking a little bit about different things going on. How do you maximize and capitalize during the holidays as an agent, Tracy? Take it away. Give us some knowledge. First of all, tell everyone where you're out of, how long you've been in real estate, a little bit about yourself, and then lay some knowledge on us.
Okay, well, great afternoon, everyone. My name is Tracy Wiggins. I am in Atlanta, Georgia, and I also do Nashville, Tennessee. So I'm licensed in both states of Georgia and Tennessee. Just started my own team, so I'm excited. It's called Boss Moves Elite Group. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And so I'm excited about that. I have 9 team members. I have been in real estate about 7 years and absolutely love it. I named my business Boss Moves because I'm helping people to believe that they can own multiple homes, overcome whatever's blocking them. Is it credit, savings, information, fear? Overcome that. And once you overcome it, you're going to sow your experience, SOW, to your friends, family, and bring them along too, so we can better serve our communities. And so that's what BOSS really stands for: believe, overcome, sow, and serve. So a lot of people may not know this. I definitely want to share that. So what can we do for the holidays? Kim asked me to hop on and talk about what I was doing on yesterday, which I did a client appreciation holiday party. And I did it last year, and I try to do it every year as a way to say thanks to my clients. And so the first year I did it here in my home, decorated the house, had a caterer and all that kind of stuff. Didn't really want to get into the decorations this year because on the 26th, I'm leaving for South Africa. So I was like, I'm put up all those decorations and not going to be able to enjoy them. So going to South South Africa on the 26th through the 4th. And so I decided this time to just kind of make reservations at a restaurant. There's a Mexican restaurant right up the street from me called Zama. They have great drinks, great food, great service. And so they accommodated my group. I invited 56 clients in Georgia. And a lot of them are still, kind of wrapping up the Thanksgiving holiday. So only 13 of them really showed up. 20 had RSVP, but 13 of the 20 showed up. And so fine with me, because everything was on me, right? Drinks and everything. They were upgrading to Patron, and they did it all yesterday, okay? And so, but that's a great way to thank your clients. And I made sure that I gave every last one of them a gift. Where did I get my gifts from? So I got these cute little liquor stones from TJ Maxx. They were like $5. I put them in a cute little sachet. I'm not sure if you guys know what liquor stones are, but they're like little rocks that you put in the freezer, and you can put it into your drinks. And it doesn't have to be liquor. It can be whatever, juice or whatever. And it just kind of keeps it cold and not watered down like ice would typically do. I gave away wine bottles. I went to Costco, and you can get pretty inexpensive wine. If I was a baller like Kim and Rob over here, I'd probably get some Moet for everybody. But but anyway, I couldn't afford that. So I went to Costco, and they have like $10 margarita, already bottled, ready to go, ready to drink. They also had Moscatos, different wines for right at $10. And so just made sure that I had 25 gifts at least, because for the ones that RSVP'd. And what else did I give away? I also gave away body fragrance sprays from Victoria's Secret. And they had options, candles as well. So everything was on the table. You choose, because I know some of my people don't drink, and the ones that drink, they were excited about their drinks and stuff. But the ones that didn't, they had options as well. Now, Victoria's Secret, where did I get those body sprays? So they had this huge box of 12 body sprays for like $110. And so I took all 12 of them and separated them into nice little bags. And so some of the ladies and some of my clients had young children. And so they came and grabbed a little body spray for their daughters and stuff. So the daughters got to grab for themselves. So that was really cool. And then I have another one in Nashville coming up on the 15th of December. And it's going to be at Nashville has a new restaurant called Chicago Waffles and Chicken and Waffles, something like that. I've not been. And but it's all the rage. Everybody's talking about it. So I booked that particular venue too, that restaurant. And so I invited 67 people in Nashville, and I have about 30 of them that RSVP'd. And so we have like a little private room, and they're going to accommodate us, and I'm excited about that. So same thing with the gifts and everything. They really love it, and they got to know each other. I got to tell how I met them, how I got their business, and thank them. And some of them I've done business with like 4 or 5 years ago, but I'm still buying them dinner. So the thing is to continue, as you guys, our amazing coaches, teach us here, to continue in that relationship. And how do I continue that relationship? By sowing, giving, blessing, and trying to have a good time with them. And I ended it with telling them that, you guys are stuck with me. So we're family. So I'm your extended cousin. I was your realtor, I'm your extended cousin. And, but yes, for all your real estate needs, your family, friends, guys, don't forget me. And I absolutely appreciate you all. And so holiday appreciation parties would be a great hit for you. It doesn't have to be major expensive. If you invite them up for cookies and hot chocolate, or hot cider, apple cider, or something like that, just invite people. People love to come to your homes. They would love to come to your home if you can get them into your homes. But if not, you can meet them anywhere and really book a little party and bring some inexpensive gifts and things like that. Yep. So that's all I have, guys.
I love that, Tracy. I love the idea of getting face to face, right? Because we're all kind of get burned out on the Zoom thing like that. Question for you: do you ever have affiliate partners like sponsor it for you and have them chip in or anything like that? Because maybe some agents are on a budget. How could they do something like that and get in front of their clients or people that are highly likely to do business with them or refer them business? How do you pay for that?
I'm glad you brought that up. Now, this Georgia party, I paid for myself. I did ask some lenders to hop in, and sometimes your lenders will participate and sometimes they won't, even the title transfer. I couldn't get anybody in Georgia to participate, so that came out of my pocket. But in Tennessee, my title attorney, she's going to hop in, and she's probably going to drop off $1,000. She's easy to, she's open with giving up so much. She really does. And so she's always sponsoring stuff. But yes, get your lenders, the ones you've done business with, your title companies. You can get them to pay for the whole thing if you'd like to, the whole thing. But if you do pay for it, it's a write-off. So it's never a loss at all. You know what I mean? You gain the relationships and then you got the write-off. But yes, great thing to bring up, Jim. Yeah, those people, my affiliate partners certainly can give you the money to make sure this is taken care of.
Yeah, And
And
what we do is we invite the actual affiliate partners. Hey, not
yes, I was
just
gonna
pay for
say,
it, come meet the people. There you go, Tracy. Yeah,
yes.
go keep going with
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was gonna say. You can make sure that they come and they're able to meet people, shake hands. And some of them, a lot of lenders don't go to the closing table. So sometimes it's their first time seeing the clients, believe it or not. You know what I mean? So they may have a Zoom conversation, maybe, but that's very seldom too. So it's their first time meeting those clients as well, and they're able to develop future relationships.
I think for the lenders too, Tracy, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there's gonna be a lot of refis coming up when rates come down, right? Because everybody's bought in the last 2 years has paid what,
Yes.
6 and 7%. When rates
Yes.
get down into the high fours, low fives, there's gonna be a ton of refis. So for a lender, it's a huge amount for them. And think how many title deals you feed to title companies where they just sit there and they're just getting money left and right. And this is not a RESPA violation, right? This is actually something they can participate in, a holiday party. And because they're on the marketing, right,
Mhm.
that's included. That's going to make them keep
Mhm.
them. I mean, who else do we have? So you got title, you got lenders. Who
You
else is
have
out there to
inspectors,
contribute that we feed? Home inspectors, great. Who
inspectors,
else?
Home
pest
warranties,
Home
home warranties,
warranties.
yeah, home warranties,
How,
and
how
then
about property and casualty person, the person you're
Yeah.
feeding all the insurance
insurance
deals
agent,
to?
insurance people.
And
Yeah.
they're going to want to come meet your clients too, the PNC guys, because they can do a forensic audit on everybody's for free, right? A forensic audit on their current policies and make sure they're not overpaying. They say you should
Mhm.
audit your insurance company every 6 months because
Mhm.
there's things coming out. And most people set it and forget it, and they haven't touched it in 8, 10 years. And they're surprised how much they save. So that's great stuff, Tracy. I love it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really, really awesome. Great stuff. In fact, I went invited to the Chicken and Waffles Nashville party. I'll fly right down on Southwest right into there, and you can just
Right.
pick me up at the airport. So I'll be there
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that. Love it.
I'd love to
Great
have you.
stuff. And yeah, I can eat. I can put away some chicken and waffle. Don't you worry. You've never seen a human being eat that much in one sitting in your life. I'm going to go to Kim Campbell next. Thanks, Tracy. That was awesome. By the way, if you guys are
Absolutely.
jumping on late, we're talking about holiday tips and tricks and what you can do. And we want to hear from you. And if you're wondering, is he talking to me? The answer is yes. We want to hear also from you, tips and tricks that you have. We've got our 3 panelists. So if you have questions for them, you can fire away questions in the chat box or raise your little hand on there and we'll have you unmute and ask it yourself. But we'd also like to hear tips and tricks you have. Maybe you got something that's really cool that all of us can learn from each other. But I'm going to go to Kim Campbell next. Thank you very much, Tracy. That was great. Kim, what are you doing for holiday tips and tricks? Look, most agents are taking time off right now, but not us. We're going to blow up 2025 and it starts right now.
Hey guys, Kim Campbell here, and reason I brought Tracy on is because we're actually doing the same things, and what I love about it is that she, in real estate, all of us here know it's a relational business, right? So anytime we do anything to get in front of the clients, and most of the people are, I'm not a people person, I'm like, well, you are a business person, you are an entrepreneur, right? So for me, I honestly don't even like speaking, much at all. You know me, I don't really participate in speaking much at all. I'm more like, behind the scene. But what I do realize that we're in the relational business. So therefore, every year, right around this time on Thanksgiving, I usually have like potluck of the community where they all bring something together, right, to eat. And Christmas time, I always have a client appreciation. We not only have client appreciation, that I put together. So what I do is very kind of fun. I don't just RSVP them, right? I go by their house. I'm like, hey, and I get an idea like, hey, what are you doing? Like the next, I usually have either call them or come by to them because guess what? It counts as a what? As a pop by. So I come by to them, hey, and put this holiday together, and we're gonna get together. We're gonna go and have some fun. We have this day right here. What is work best for you? So I don't just go give them the day, right? So I go out there, pop by. That's one thing. And when I pop by, I didn't just pop by. I pop by with those tin popcorn. You know what I mean? Like all those that like you can buy them at CVS. Everything was under $10. Unlike what Tracy was telling me, how I roll. Like, no, I'm kind of economical too. I mean, I came from the refugee camp, so I'm kind of frugal, if you will. So I'm like under $10, but I brought that big tin popcorn you guys saw, right? CVS and Walmart, right? I come by, hey, just want to come by and just want to invite you to this holiday that I'm putting together. We were thinking about either the 15 or the 17, whatever that is, and usually I get a poll, you know what I mean? And so when I do that, I did this right after Thanksgiving, all right? So that way we can work up to the holiday. So I want to make sure that the holiday that I have appreciation, 90% of my clients show up because why? I went by, have a pop in. So my show up ratio is high. People who couldn't come up, who couldn't come, it's like they are traveling, they do whatever. But the key that what I do is I want to show up. I mean, like whatever we buy is almost irrelevant, right? $10, $20, $50. But that's one of my tactics that I've done every year starting the November for Thanksgiving. Hey, we're gonna do potluck. What are you bringing, Jim? What you gonna bring? Make people bring ice, Coke, and I'm counting on you for bringing this, that, or whatever the cook, because we get the whole community together because that's what we do, right? And so Thanksgiving done, I will roll right into Christmas. And that is what I do. Pop by with tinfoil and then cookies, like all those tinfoil cookies as well. And then a card, I'm like, hey, invite. So if they couldn't come to the Christmas party, guess what happened? I already met up with them and they know I'm in real estate because my slogan was very simple. When you think of real estate, you think of Kim Ha, and then so everybody, even the kids, like, when I think of real estate, I think of Kim Ha. Until this day, many of these, kids that grown up, they become agents. They are like calling me, texting me. I mean, it was so much fun having you as a realtor. And that, my friend, is because I show up, hug the children, and invite them to the, to a kind of appreciation. So that is, if we all could take away, if you are brand new or you have clients, let's talk to the people who are brand new. And when I was brand new, I did the same thing. People all their own homes. They don't need to buy another home, but I know they will sell it. I'm just invite them to a client appreciation anyway. You get what I'm saying? So client appreciation, not only for the client that you work with, but for the people, like the prospect. So I have everybody, and I hate to say, but
Hey, Kim. Hey,
yes.
Tracy just mentioned she sent out Thanksgiving cards. I can remember helping you stuff and stamp Christmas cards, hundreds and hundreds of them back in the day.
I mean, okay, if you guys know and still in business now, Magnet USA. Magnet USA has this calendar, and I have calendar, not only calendars. I have all different gifts that Magnet USA. You can look them up. They have really affordable gifts, guys, to be able to give. Because guess what? You go, you mail, you email, you do all of them. You pick up the phone call on their birthday, on everything, and especially the holiday. Make a day on between now and the 25th to pick a day, pick the week actually, and call everyone to wish them a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, whatever you will. So I'm gonna let we'll talk more about it, but it got me really excited. So when I saw Tracy, we're doing like, oh my God, I'm gonna bring her on because this is how we come and love on our clients. Thank you, Jim.
I love it. I love the idea of the gifts and, something for agents, right? And when we give them something that maybe even they can use, like something in their kitchen that they're going to use all the time. Like I've seen, we have something from a business where you twist the can open, the top of the can where it grips the top of the can. And those things are only a few bucks to get those done. And it's got your name, your logo. And then nowadays, the QR code. I learned that the other day. Put your QR code on there so they can just scan it. Or if their friends over and say, hey, do you know a realtor? They can just scan the QR code. And now they've got your information. It can take to something like that. So that's awesome. Great stuff on that, Kim. Great ideas on that. Go ahead.
Suzanne has a question. I saw she has a
question.
Wait,
Go ahead, Suzanne Sobel. Go ahead. I see the hand up.
Thought. This is my Martha Stewart training. What we used to do for the holidays, which brought in a lot of people, we would do cookie decorating. We would do making tree ornaments. We would do all these different things, some of which were totally focused at Christmas. Some were like multi-dimensional for religion. If you do it at night, even men got into it, okay? If you do it at night, you serve the wine and the stuff with it. If you do it during the day, and people love to come in. Sometimes they bring their kids. And if you're in a neighborhood where you're doing a lot of residential and a lot of people have kids, it could be a great activity to, the kids you get ornaments. I'm sure there's someone in your neighborhood who can teach the kids how to cut or whatever. And it's really, really fun. And people enjoy it and they remember it.
Love it.
Suzanne brings up a great point on that, right? What's the saying, Suzanne? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? You got to,
exactly.
It's the way you make them feel that they'll remember, right? Everybody's looking to be validated. Everybody's looking to be recognized. So great point on that, Suzanne. I like that a lot. So if you're wondering what we're doing today, we're talking about tips and tricks for the holidays. We're going to want to hear from you guys. You can raise your hand and we'll call on you. You can ask a question. You can make a comment. I know all of you got a trick out there because look, you're on a Mastermind Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time after Thanksgiving weekend. And you're not sleeping away the holidays. You're here looking to crush 2025. So we want to hear what you guys have. What do you do? I promise you somebody will get something out of it if you something. So we'll come to the hands that are up here in a second. I'm going to go to Keith Jackson, and then I'm going to call on the hands that are raised here. But Keith Jackson, baby, DC, Maryland, VA, you got the whole mid-Atlantic coast over there covered, baby. So unmute and tell us some holiday tips and tricks, brother.
Hey, how's everybody? Yes, so we service DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And we also have a small team in Houston. So we're doing a lot. So doing a centralized client get-together is a little bit tough. So one of the things I do is I like to bake cookies, but my wife doesn't allow me to have them throughout the year. So this is my one time where I can get them. So I'll invite folks to say, hey, let me bake you some cookies. They don't believe that I can bake. And so it serves me my purpose that I get the cookies I want, and it brings people out to see, can this guy really bake good cookies? So, and I'll try to partner with, say, a title rep in a certain location because the traffic here is just nuts. So trying to go 23 miles is an hour. So I'll try and get with a title company in a central location in Maryland, one in DC and one in Northern Virginia, and have them come meet me there. And it's just, first of all, they come and thinking, this guy don't know what he's doing. He's going to be horrible. So they just come out to see and make fun of me. But in the end, it turns out to be pretty good time. I get to give them a good product, and I get to enjoy the fruits of my own labor. So that's one thing we do. We also send out the cards, but we also try to put like a recipe in the cards that, people will hold on to it with your information on the backside. The AM cards get expensive. We'll use that for Texas since we don't have to touch it. We just, put in the address and let it go. We'll handle it, the DMV area ourselves. But that's what we're doing as far as trying to get people out, get face-to-face with them. We've just really gone really granular with this business planning thing. We've been doing it a long time, but with where we want to take the business, we had to get granular and build our systems, put it into the CRM so that we're not making decisions about it. It's being made for us. So that's what our focus has been during this business planning session. Again, client appreciation, but with where we want to take the business, we've had to really get granular. And 23 years in the business, you start doing stuff off memory, and you start seeing things fall through the cracks. And so we really gotten granular about these same touches with clients to make sure we're getting the cards out, to make sure we're touching them as much as possible. So that is where we are in this last couple of months in the year is, okay, the client appreciation, but really getting granular with our systems program so that we're not making decisions. When we open the CRM, the decisions are made for us, who we're contacting, how we're contacting them. So that's our focus for started in October and November and December, just really drilling down so that come 2025, decision fatigue is not an issue for us.
Yeah, I love what you're saying there, Keith. And something that you reiterated that Tracy and Kim also said is the sending of cards. And I'm sitting here thinking right now, how many Christmas cards or holiday cards did I get last year? And the answer is probably less than 5. So that means it's awesome because remember that back in the day, there was a while when you'd get like 50 of them and you couldn't even paste them all over your fireplace and things like that. And you really didn't remember what you got. But nowadays, you don't get that many. And so the fact that you're sending them, you're doing something different. So I love what you said there, Keith, on that. And just because I know I'm going to get asked a million times, will you type the name of that send out card place that you're using down in the chat box so people I think you said is AM cards. Is that what you said, Keith?
AM card, yes.
Yeah, will you put the link in there for people? So because people are going to ask me on that. I'm going to go to raised hand Sonia next to unmute and either ask question or tell her tip or trick she has. This is Sonia from Columbus, Ohio, now living in Cleveland. She's got the Cleveland logo behind her back there, but she's still not a Browns fan. Fortunate for her, she does not have to suffer.
No, I do. I'm a Bengals fan. Sorry about that. And a Buckeyes fan. So I'm kind of depressed today, but
That game didn't
my
happen. Let's just pretend that game didn't happen. It was a bad dream.
So I'm also sending out the cards. I don't have enough clientele that I need a company yet. So I do a handwritten card, but they get a Thanksgiving and a Christmas card. Um, all my clients that have sold a home in the past year, around Thanksgiving, I go on Amazon and I hand make a ornament for them. So like it's the color of their house. It has little stockings, says, you know, your first year in your house, but it's just them. It has their name on it and everything. But I send them out a text at Thanksgiving and I'm like, hey, you know, hope your Thanksgiving's well. Hope you're getting to spend time with your family, enjoying your new house, something like that. And I just wanted to let you know I got a little gift coming for you guys. Please let me know if you get it because I've had trouble with the mail. Then when they reach back to me and tell me they got it because they're excited they got it, then I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then I say, hey, you know, I work off referrals. If you know any friends or family that are looking to buy or sell, I would love to love on them like I loved on you guys and help them buy or sell a house. And then I also do I have a magazine, but I don't know how that's going to work out this year, but that's going to they send it to people that are looking to buy or sell. I don't know how they figure that out in the next year, and then I keep 15 for myself, and it's got a QR code on the back and recipes that you can tear out and stuff. But I'm gonna take that to dentist offices and places like that. So
I love that word, Sonia, where you said love on them, right? It's the emotion that drives behavior in housing. We think as agents that it's something logical that drives behavior, and it's not. It's emotions. It's an emotional purchase. They don't think it's not based on logic because you're building your family around it. It's all emotions and things like that. So it's a great point on there, Sonia. I love how you said that. So I've got a question for the panelists. Thank you, Keith, for posting the amcards.com website. If you guys are looking for that to see how that works, that's down there. And then also thanks.io. I think that is also a website you guys can click on there from that. But I got a question for the panelists, and they don't know this is coming, so this is good. And if any of you have a questions for the panelists, you can either type it in the chat box and we'll read it off, or you can raise your hand and you can ask questions. Or if you have a tip, trick, or idea that you've used that would work great. But here's a question. There's a difference between prospecting and marketing. Panelists would all agree with that, I think. What is your best prospecting tool? In my opinion, I've learned this from my real estate coach, is that prospecting drives more now business, where you're actually actively driving the business, where marketing is you're looking for somebody to come to you. So what is your best prospecting tool during the holidays, or something that you want to implement if you haven't? And either one of the three of you can go first, whoever wants to go first on that, since it's kind of off the cuff. Prospecting, what's your best prospecting go-to? Keith's unmuted. Go, Keith. Go for it.
My best prospecting go-to is the expireds and canceled. We just uploaded probably, I don't know, 400 or 500 of them last night, over the weekend, with December 1st hitting, and load them up to the CRM and dial through, text through, email through. You know, I first pick up the phone first, and if they don't respond to the phone, I shoot the text. Then if they don't get the text, I send the email and follow up. That's the quickest way to get. You know, my thing is to get an appointment. Try and get an appointment. I had a good conversation with a lady. She just expired, 1.2 million, you know, a little over $1 million. Talked for about 20 minutes. She's trying to make a decision. She's going to come back. And so that was just a couple of minutes before I jumped on this call. So that is my go-to for right now business. Cancels, expired, and then I move on to FSBOs.
What CRM are you using, Keith?
Follow Up Boss.
Using Follow Up Boss. And so you're pulling down, downloading the hot sheets, and you're uploading it into Follow Up Boss and going through there.
Yes.
Beautiful. What do you mind me asking? What's that run a month or annually or whatever, or don't you know?
That's the wife's department.
Let the wife handle the money. Well done, sir. No wonder you have such a happy marriage. That's a smart man, man. Just let her...
I can answer that one. It's
Go
about
ahead,
Follow Up Boss is about, you know, if you have, depends how many people access
how many
to
seats
it.
you got? Yeah.
How many seats you got? Like, you know, 5 or 10, you know, like maximum is about $500 a month. And that's what I use too. So that's what, you know, Keith and I use that, you know, and it's one of, you know, just like any system. I mean, KV Core is free, you know what I mean? But But and then we incorporate KV Core that we have into Follow Up Boss, which I think that's the best system. And right now, on that note, the key was saying, RX, Redx is right now on sale. For those people who are looking for a best way to win. I mean, expire listing, and I mean, they're all right there. And that's what Keith is getting at. But I like to piggyback on some of us who don't like to make phone call. And believe it or not, I used to make a lot of phone call, right? So nowadays I kind of can pick and choose, So one of my things that I'm doing right now is actually talking to some of the commercial agents that they're looking for big projects. So 2025, one of my goals is to get some of these really the commercial projects up and running. So that is one of the things that I'm doing. But on the real estate side, I will make phone call again. Same thing, the people that are already in my circle here in Atlanta. I'm only been in Atlanta for the past 8 years. So my circle is still wide open. I still have a lot of people haven't met. So if I were to crush it, which is a decision I haven't decided yet, because I have this big commercial, like, a couple $1 billion with some of the commercial agent doing. So I'm focusing on that more. But if I would hit the pavement right now and, and do nothing else but the real residential, I will dial for the dollar because the way I call it, it sounds scripted, but it's like a conversation. I'm like, hey, Keith, just like, hey, how are you? How was your holiday? How's Thanksgiving? I just have a normal conversation with Keith. That's like I would be talking to call Keith up, versus some people who haven't done any cold call or call expire. They will be nervous, but think of them as somebody who need to sell, and you are the professional and you know what you're doing. So you call them to do them a favor. So both sides, go meet the people. If you don't like the call, you gotta go walk the neighborhood, drop up the tin popcorn bucket or the tin cookies bucket, and just say hi. I live down the street, and me and my wife or me and my husband or whatever, right? I live down the street and just want to say hi, and been real estate 25 years, 26 years. You know what I mean? And that never gonna go out of the style. I promise you. And we have all the AI in the world, the chat GPT, people writing all kind of stuff. I don't even know how to use it. I coach a lot of deal, all because I am intentional about the relationships that I'm creating with the people. Like when people think of real estate, that in Atlanta, they think either Tracy or Kim. It's like, that is how we build it here. Hey, if anything, I'm like, hey, that side, Tracy's on the south side. If you think of North, Atlanta, that would be me, right? So go to Tracy, send all the business to her. That way, everything on the south, even though Tracy and I go all over. I mean, I'm closing a big deal right now, 3 hours away from Atlanta. So I will go the distance because it's not the price range. For me, it's the people that I work with. If you have someone really close to you and they're in Atlanta, you got to trust him with that, because I will drive 3 hours to work the deal, all because I care. And that's how I
An easy thing to pick up on is if there's an expired right in your area, this is the perfect time to go knock on that door.
Exactly.
So you it's easy pickings. You can say, hey, I'm a neighbor. Happy holidays. Oh, by the way, I noticed your home's no longer on the market. What are your plans?
Yes.
And start the conversation. So this is feasting time. The running backs go like this. This is the time where you should be feasting, especially anything that's local in your area that you can get to easily. Knock on the door. Hey, I'm just a local. I'm a neighbor. Happy holidays, and just have the conversation. So this is a great time.
Perfect time.
Tracy, I see you unmuted. Go for it, Trace.
Yeah, so for me, guys, I'm like the single folks. I slide in the inbox. I am the DM and the inbox girl. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So basically, I may put out a post that will be engaging. For instance, recently we did the $10,000 grant that Bank of America is offering. Wells Fargo is offering a $10,000 grant plus $7,500 toward closing costs. So I'll say, who could use this? So if they even like my post, I'm in their inbox. If they say, hey, I want the info, I'm in their inbox. And then one of my greatest passions is increasing the trajectory of African-American home ownership numbers. We have the lowest numbers of home ownership and homeowners than anybody. And so that's one of my great passions to increase that. So oftentimes I get into those inboxes and say, hey, are you a homeowner yet? You know, and one of my greatest desires is to make sure that everybody owns at least one home. What keeps you from being a homeowner? And then those that are homeowners, after the value of their home, how long they've been in their home, and then I'm looking for them to allow me to list it. So I really, really, really like working with first-time home buyers. But I have equal sales and buyers and sellers. It's pretty equal. It's half and half. But in those inboxes, and what I like about the inboxes is that when I send them a message in the inbox, I can see if they saw it or not. If I leave a voicemail, I don't know if they heard it or not, but I can see if they saw it. And if they don't respond, I'll say, hey, I see that you got my message. Is that a no? Or is that a yes? You got to make them talk to you sometimes. And so that holds them accountable to having that conversation. And so that works for me. I slide in the DMs. I'm all in the inbox and the DMs.
I love when you say that. I love that you're saying that, Tracy. And one thing that somebody taught me to kind of 10x that is send them a video of you talking directly to them, where you go into Messenger, you record a video of yourself talking to them using their name, their situation, and talking directly to them on that. Because exactly what Tracy said, you can see that they saw it, and then you can follow up on that. And so for those of you who are out there who love Keith's and Kim's aggressive approach of knocking on the door, but you're like, there's no way in hell I'm doing that, right? You're like, I'm just not at that. Or maybe you're like, man, I'm paycheck to paycheck right now as an agent. I can't afford $500 a month or whatever it is for Follow-Up Boss, right? And you're thinking, man, I'm out of luck. The answer is no. You can take Facebook right now and you can prospect your friend list of however many friends you have. You should be working towards getting 5,000 friends, and stop thinking of them as friends. It's people I would like to sell a house to. Think of it that way, right? That's who should be in your friends list on Facebook, right? Who would I like to sell a house to? And send a video to them right now during the holidays. It's super easy. Maybe it's somebody you don't even know that well. You're just friended up on Facebook. You can send them very easily a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving with family, and looking forward to catching up with you in 2025 here in the near future. That could be your video you sent to them. You'll see that they got it. And if they respond, you can continue the conversation. And then getting closer to Christmas and New Year's gives you the opportunity to send a couple more. The more you deposit in the bank account of your people that are your friends, again, people I want to sell a house to, the easier it's going to be for you to ask, hey, by the way, do you happen to know anybody who's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in 2025? Would you do me a huge favor and introduce us? You can use a three-way text. You can introduce us here on Messenger. I would love for it. I would forever be in your debt. In fact, you need somebody to walk your dog, babysit your kids. You need a ride to the airport. I'm there for you. Right? And you can make it funny, which will drive it inside them because you made them laugh on it, but they know how serious you are and how much it means to you, right? That is a way for everybody on here to start right now. And let's say you have 1,000 people, right? You have 1,000 people on your list. Well, you could send, 30 a day of these messages for the next 30 days. And there you go. You've touched every single person in your list, and Messenger will keep track of who you've touched and who you haven't, because you sent them a video, a direct video using their name, their information. And trust me, people will respond. And here's why they'll respond. How many videos did you get sent last year during the holidays of your friends sent you a Facebook Messenger video using your name, looking right in the camera and talking to you? How many did you get? Probably less than 5 or maybe 0, right? Probably 0. That's why it'll work. When everybody else catches on to it, it won't work as well. It's the same thing with the holiday cards, right? In the old days, when you got 50 to 100, they were ineffective. But now that you're getting a handful at best, not even your family members send you holiday cards anymore. So sending it out, that's why it works out. And I love that. So I love it. I love the prospecting techniques. And so we had some people here saying some different web or different lead sources you can get. Land Voices on here, Rebo Gateway, and Vulcan 7. I'm going to have David Plummer unmute here in a second, describe those, and Data Bank. I'll have you describe that one for us too. You can put in the chat or you can unmute and describe those. But I'm going to go back to the panelists here while we're waiting to hear somebody. Actually, David unmuted. Go for it, David.
Hey, good morning. Well, good morning, some, and good afternoon to all. By the way, go Michigan. It's
brutal. That's all right. I'm sorry. Delete. We can't hear you. We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah. Big time Michigan and Detroit Lions fans. So good weekend. But Revo Gateway and Vulcan 7 are very similar to Land Voice and to RedX. The majority of my clients who use Vulcan 7 seem to think that that's the best one. They seem to think the numbers are much better because it's kind of pricey. Very few people are using it.
When you say pricey, how much? Give people an idea.
I think it's in the neighborhood of $400 or $500 a month. But
seems like the top programs are around that $500 a month range. Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
It's a first-class system. I have several people who use it, and whereas a lot of people complain about RedX numbers or the other Land Voices numbers, very few complain about Vulcan 7. And it seems that the hit rate seems to be a lot better. And just a quick tip, as a matter of fact, on with my listing club and the Saturday show, I have challenged everybody every day, 6 days a week, to call 10 people in their database. Update your database, purge your database. This is the best time to do whatever you need to do in your database because you get to talk to them about the holidays. You get to check in on them. There's a lot of people who are right now going through some things, and just to hear a friendly voice, hear someone who cares, somebody who will listen for 10 or 15 minutes is it's a great way to build that rapport and build that relationship. But more so, just update the database. If you don't have a database, I'm just telling you right now, you're missing out. I always say if you don't have a database, you have a hobby. Professional real estate agents have a database. They have a CRM system, and they work in it every day, and they build it constantly. If you look at the majority of the $1 million earners in this business, the first thing they'll tell you is talk about their database and the number of people. I have people who make $2 million this year, 13,000 people in their database. It's kind of difficult not to make big money when you got 13,000 people who are hearing from you, or 8,000 people and 7,000. Do not be afraid to build that CRM. It's the gift that keeps on giving, right? It just keeps on giving. That's it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So panelists, we talked about the best prospecting, right? The best direct reach out where you're reaching out to one person, right? With a prospect. How about marketing? Let's talk about marketing. Let's talk about marketing that you've spent money on. Like we've heard about the parties and stuff, but what else could you do around the holidays as far as marketing? What is a marketing thing you've done where you've spent money, or what's a marketing thing you've done where it costs zero? Who wants to go first on that? I see Kim Campbell unmuted. Go for it, Kim.
So there's another way that I do is, actually, Sonia was mentioning earlier. I think I want to know more about that. But what I did and what I do is Walgreens, right? Just go to Walgreens or CVS and have a list of, let's say, 200. This is I collected since October 1st. Like, Coach Plummer, no, our business started 2025 started October 1st. So that is when I plan out on by December. I've had these name of these clients either have a picture of their home, their family, or their newborn or somebody. And I will have that list, and I will have prepare a picture and a message reference to that home. And I just, literally send in or go out there or send them a database. Hey, print this one picture, one card, and then have them personally mail it to the people. So that's when I spend money on. It's about when I calculated out about $1 to $1.50 each, personal I call to them, because sometimes we send out, picture, hey, look at me now, I'm the mega broker owners, and own 15 Remax of the phone agent. They're like, wow, I heard enough of that, right? This time of year, I make it all about them, right? Their home, their business, that whatever's going on with them, I personalize that card and mail it to them. And like, happy holiday, and congratulations on whatever is happening, or condolences for whatever happened. If you keep track with all your clients, you know what's going on, or congratulations for your new baby or whatever. So that is the still, again, marketing dollars is spent toward making them feel special about themselves during this holiday is crucial.
We have a saying in our house that every real estate deal should have a baby. If we market and take care of the last year's real estate deals, each one of them should, if we're properly approaching them and the deal went well and we did a great job for them, we should be able to talk to them about their real estate deal and ask them, who do you happen to know who might be looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in 2025, right? Because it's top of mind awareness for them. They just went through the transaction. So every single deal should have a baby. That's what we call on that. So I love it. I love it on there. Keith Jackson, marketing. How do you market to mass groups of people around the holidays?
Well,
Hey, can I speak before Keith?
Go
May I
ahead,
speak before
Tracy.
Keith?
Ladies before.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm getting ready to go to my appointment. I told you guys I had. So I want to just go ahead and get this out of the way. I think one of the main things you can do for marketing is to market yourself. Let people know who you are. Let them see more of you. And so right now during December, I'm doing like kind of what Oprah did, my favorite things video. So I have my team members, other agents in this challenge with me, where they're going to talk about their favorite things. Everything you show one of your favorite things. It could be lotion, it could be a perfume, it could be a cleaning product, it could be some type of food, restaurant, anything. And so I feel like in marketing, I don't spend a lot of money in postcards or things like that. I don't do that, but I do try to sell me. I want you to like me, you know what I mean, and love who I am as a person. And I think when they love your energy, they know who you are, that's going to bring them to you, the ones that are assigned for you. And so that's one of my marketing techniques is for December, for the holidays. These are a few of my favorite things, day by day. I did one today. I got to do one this evening because it's December 2nd. I want to catch up. But every day, if you do that up until Christmas Eve, it's going to show people who you are, what you like, and that they can identify with it. It brings me more business. It really does.
Yeah, let the people see you, let them know who you are, right? Tracy, they do business with people they know, they like, and then ultimately that they trust, right? But they got to know who you are first before they can like you and then have a chance to trust you. I love it on that. So Keith Jackson, how about some great job, Tracy? Good luck on your appointment. We'll see you. We'll see you next week on that. Keith, how about you? Marketing stuff, man. What do you do for marketing? And by the way, for those of you who don't know who Keith is, he epitomizes what we're doing here in Grow Global, right? We grow your business, grow your network, grow your life. He's not only operating all over the mid-Atlantic coast, but he's also operating in Texas too. He's growing a global business, even though he's in one spot. So great job on that, Keith. But tell us about marketing.
Yeah, so I gotta hit, piggyback off David. We just been going through our database, marking off our top 100. My wife and myself, and then for them, how can we get in front of them quickly and inexpensively? So we'll do like a quick market update. Take a picture of what Zillow says and send it out. And hey, what are your plans for the year? So just start, what are your plans in 2025? How can I help? And so that's a quick, easy way for me to just send it out right through the database, create a template, and I can hit all them people with a push of a button. And I can know if they opened it or not. It tells me if they opened it. If they open it, then we can continue the conversation. What else is going on? I'm trying to bring value when I'm making these contacts to the previous clients too. So, I want to say happy holidays, but I want to give them something as well to make them think. And so I just got off a call with our huddle this morning with our loan officer that here in the area, the max rates for jumbo loans have gone up about $150,000. So that's a quick little email I can send out to anyone that's in that luxury market right now that's of value. So I'm trying, when I reach out, especially now in the holidays, it's holiday and nugget of value. So that I get them thinking, they think Keith brought me something of value I can use going forward. So that's our key focus. And that's all throughout the year. As we build these systems out, it's about bringing value and sticking their head. And so that's really our focus in this last quarter of the year. And so whenever we do an open house, for example, I'm blasting it through the database to anybody that falls within that zip code geographic area. Hey, I'm going to be in the area, stop by and see me. Let's have a conversation. So that open house flyer is being sent through the database. And any videos of, social media is great, but I'm sending those videos from social media through the database. So I'm always trying to hit them with value. And that's what I want them to think of. They may not like me the best, but he's giving me information I can use, I can make a buck with. So that's my focus.
I love it, Keith. I love it. By the way, if anybody here, if you get invited to one of your clients' holiday parties, you need to go. Like
Yeah.
they took the time to invite you. You go there because they're going to introduce you to everyone you walk in as what? These are my realtors, right? This is my realtor, right? And it's going to be their neighbors, their family, everybody you like. You automatically have instant street cred with them because because you were invited by the homeowner on it and you did their deal. It's a great way to get into their networks and meet people face to face. Something I learned the other day on social media was this: if like all of us should be posting at least once a day about business, but technically 3 times a day, and then interspersing your personal stuff to it. But the person did this on the social media. I liked their post, right? Because it was very informational. Either they or their virtual assistant, somebody took the time out to DM me. Thank you so much for liking my post. I really appreciate your support. Hope things are going great for you. Let me know if I can ever be of any help of anything in the future. That intentionality with social media of thanking someone for taking the time to like your post and hitting them in the DM made me feel special. Now, it might have probably was their virtual assistant. I mean, they have like 1 million followers and stuff, but the time they took out to do that or pay someone to take the time to do it still made me feel good about it. Like if I'm going to buy that product, I'm definitely giving them a consideration in the future of the what they were hawking. So that's intentionality when it comes to social media when we're marketing. And right now is a great time to put it up there. Positive vibes, things like that, putting it out there. And anytime somebody takes the time out to like you, they're supporting you. If they like your post and if they make a comment, you absolutely need to comment underneath their comment and then go to the DM and thank them also over there. So it's great. Laura from Chicago, lay some wisdom on us or hit us with a question. What do you got?
Last year I did something a little bit different. In all fairness, I did have a buyer for this one particular complex where there were townhomes. But I hand wrote out New Year's Eve cards. I bought them on Amazon. They weren't that expensive. I just put a little note and I didn't handwrite them. I hand signed them, but I typed up a little note that said, "Hey, I've got a buyer looking in your area." Now that did get me quite a few calls and a few appointments, but either way, if there's an area that you're working, New Year's Eve was, I thought, a really good time. It happened to be a pretty mild time of the year for us in Chicago, that week between Christmas and New Year's, but I actually walked around and then put them in little clear plastic bags and then hung them on their door handles because it tends to be older people there. And I figured they don't want to go to their mailbox. So I just put it on their door handle and I got a great response on it.
Laura, what's it run to come up with the little baggie and things like that? Or what company did you use to create
Amazon.
those?
I use Amazon. Amazon little bags are really super cheap. Last year we also did payday bars. I might have talked about this in the past. You could do this at Christmas time too. You could put a couple, and I did that. I put a note card in there. Expireds, like Keith talked about, are really good to go door knock the expireds now. The little plastic bag, put a candy cane and a couple holiday individually wrapped chocolates with a note and your card. And just saying, "Hey, listen, I'm going to go above and beyond for you." People are amazed that you're out walking in here in the cold at that time of the year. So the door-to-door intentional knocking really makes a big difference. And
I
it's
love
not
that.
very expensive.
No, it's not. And I learned something from a
Baggy.
local restaurant that you could do with a restaurant that's local to the area is you could create a QR code and you make a deal with the restaurant and say, everybody that comes in, I'm going to cover an appetizer for them or something like that. And then you put it in those baggies and you put them out there, but really didn't cost you anything more than the paper unless somebody actually takes you up and goes in with that special QR code to the restaurant or to Starbucks or whatever, your local coffee shop or something like that. And so it appears you gave them a gift, even though you really didn't spend any money until they actually go and go to the shop or whatever and pick up the item that you had or something like that. So it decreases your cost, but you still get the impact of being a giving person. I love that. So
And I'm guessing if it's a local restaurant, them, or you go there often, they'll probably even give them the free appetizer or dessert.
yeah, whatever deal you can cut. Yeah. Or, you have your lender go in half with you on it or somebody like whoever you feed business to help cover the cost of it. But the reality is 99% of the people you give it to aren't going to go and use it. It's why companies sell gift cards. They know that you're going to buy these gift cards, give them to somebody, and they'll offer. I think over a third of them get lost and never get used. So it's pure profit for companies on that. But Great stuff on that, Laura. I love that. We're going to go to the panelists one more time. We don't have Tracy on this one. So, Laura, you're going to be panelist number 3. We're going to go Kim, Keith, then Laura. Charity. This time of year, right? It's the giving time of year. What charities, if any, are you participating with? How are you working that into your real estate? And we'll go, Kim, Keith, Laura, and then we'll wrap up with that.
Man, I'm excited about this stuff. I'm a little always, I mean, like for example, this past Thanksgiving, and we will do it again Christmas, okay? So what we did was I'm coaching and training this group. If you look at my Facebook status, you saw that I have this group young men that Rob and I, Rob is the best cook, right? So I'm leveraging Rob's cooking skill, to get these football players at our house and literally sleep, or sleep over every like once a month. But anyway, so this past Thanksgiving, okay, this is what we just did. So we have someone at church was cooking turkey, cooking, and he was like, man, we're gonna have so many people, I don't even know what to serve. And I volunteer. I'm like, this is what we do. We'll go to Atlanta, and guys, wherever you guys are at, there's somebody out there need a couple of things, especially this time of the year. It's warm food and socks, sweaters, blankets, whatever you have. So this past Friday, what we did with this high value group of men, I call them Sigma men, because they love that title. They love this belong to, we are Sigma, they like 15 years old, okay? But they love living to high value men for God. That's literally, these men are. So what we do is, we go and serve, we go and say, hey, would you like some warm food to the homeless out there in the community? And we will do it again. Actually, we are planning to do this week or 2 weeks from now. What we do is this time we're gonna go with blankets, socks, and some snack. You know what I mean? So this is the stuff that I do, and I invite other kids to do, and then their parents are participating with it. So what do you think? Their parents like, oh my God, Kim is like, what does she do? They always ask, what does she do for a living? Everybody's like, oh yeah, Miss Kim is a real estate broker. I let the kid, and I didn't do it for that purpose. Really, I didn't, because I'm doing this for cash. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get cash to surround themselves. So that's what I do. Just go out and do things for the city, the homeless people. And that's my biggest passion.
I love that, Kim. I love it. Yeah, realtors, we get painted as money-grubbing realtors, right? We're overpaid. We don't work for our money, things like that. So giving back to the local community is a great thing to do. It makes you feel great. You're doing something good for someone. It's also incredible marketing opportunity to differentiate you from the other agents in the area. Keith Jackson, charity. What do you guys? I know you and the little misses are into all kinds of charitable stuff. What are you guys doing?
For first and foremost thing is working with, it's an organization for kids with special needs. It's called the ARC. It's everywhere, but we're working with the ARC of Northern Virginia, and we used to work with the ARC of Fort Bend and Houston. But that's where we donate a charity and volunteer. So they got a holiday party coming up. We volunteer as chaperones at the holiday party, and they doing something this weekend too, where they're taking the kids to the airport to get them experience with traveling on air travel. And so volunteering to just walk them through the baggage claim, to check in. So if they're traveling on their own, they're familiar with the process, and they even board a plane and get taxied around the airport and then get off again and go get their luggage. So that's kind of our thing. And we're bringing on a young man to the team, and he's a teacher at a school. And so I think we're going to try and adopt his school and really pour it through him, to let him be the focal point, but do home buying seminars and everything else at his school.
I love that, brother. Kids don't get to choose where they're born, right? So that's great, taking care of the kids, man. They're our future. And to bring us home on this, Laura, what charity are you working with or doing charitable around this time of year?
Well, a couple of things that I think are really goodwill, and it will cost you no money. One thing is I volunteer every year. I'm Santa's helper at our local tree lighting ceremony, and then I dress up as an elf. And so, and I always have.
Laura, we don't believe it unless we see a picture. I've got to see a picture of Laura as the elf.
I do have it. Might take me a minute to throw it up in the chat, but yes, I was full elf costume. I even did the ears this year, where you kind of glue them on, and the big hat and the elf costume, and yeah, no, the whole thing. And then the other thing I do is, especially around this time of the year is a great time to do it, is I work with my local animal shelter, and I'll post the animals that need to be adopted, you know, because people like to give dogs or cats for the holidays. And so each day you can feature a different pet. And then I give a little background story, whatever they say on the website, and I give a link to the website, but it might be like, you know, Tootsie is a great 3-year-old cat. She's very friendly, blah, blah, blah. And I put the picture up there. So that's always been fun.
I love it. Great stuff. I give away raccoons for Christmas is what we do here in Ohio. That's what you get. You get a pet raccoon if you're with us. So look, these were great stuff. I hope everybody got something out of today. Next week, we are going to be talking about running a team with support services. Now, if you're sitting there going, what does that mean? Running a team with support services. You need to come on next Monday and watch and check out what we've got going on. But it's going to talk about basically helping you sell more homes in less time so you can make more money, have more fun, but ultimately have more free time so you can have a life. How do you put people in the right seat on the bus to make sure that your business runs smoothly? I want you to remember that we've got all kinds of stuff here for you. Make sure you jump on, check out our website. On the website, you can suggest a topic right here if you have a topic you want to hear, or if you're an expert in something, you're like, man, I got something the crew should learn. Right? You can teach others. There's nothing better than giving back the knowledge that you have. We have a Facebook page. Make sure you're on it. We have an Instagram page. Make sure you follow. And then we have a YouTube where if you're like, man, I heard something today, but I missed it. You can go back in there. You can search inside our YouTube channel. Make sure you sign up for that to get notifications and things like that. And with that, I will see everybody next Monday. I'm going to